who's actually getting the most out of a recumbent cross-trainer stepper, and who should probably walk away. If you're wondering whether the Teeter FreeStep is the quiet, knee-friendly alternative you've been hunting for or just another pricey piece of gym junk, let's break down the real-world pros, the hidden cons, and the price question for everyday buyers. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, the hesitation most shoppers feel isn't about specs on a sheet, it's about the daily experience. Will the machine actually feel gentle on sore joints while still giving you a solid calorie burn? Can it fit into a modest apartment without turning the living room into a noisy gym? And, perhaps the biggest worry, if you're not a rehab patient, will you end up paying for a device that feels more like a therapy tool than a cardio machine? Those are the questions that separate a smart purchase from buyer's remorse. The FreeStep lands in a niche that's growing fast: zero-impact cardio equipment that doubles as a physical therapy aid. Traditional ellipticals or upright bikes can be harsh on knees, hips, and lower back, especially for people managing arthritis, post-surgery recovery, or chronic pain. The FreeStep's patented stride mimics the natural walking motion without the heel strike impact, which is why it's marketed as easier on knees and back. For someone who's been told to avoid high-impact cardio but still wants a full-body workout, that promise is a genuine selling point. Let's talk about who should actually consider buying this. If you're a senior who wants to keep moving without the jarring feel of a treadmill, the recumbent seat and low-step design make it easy to mount and dismount. The weight capacity of 350 pounds also covers most users, so you won't be left out if you're on the heavier side. Rehab patients, physical therapy enthusiasts, and anyone with a history of knee or lower back pain will find the stride gentle enough for daily use while still engaging the glutes, hamstrings, calves, and core. The free personal training app adds structured workouts, which is handy for people who need guided sessions rather than figuring out intervals on their own. On the flip side, if you're an athlete chasing high-intensity interval training, or a cyclist looking for a bike replacement that can push you into the 80 to 90 revolutions per minute zone, you might feel shortchanged. The magnetic resistance is whisper quiet, which is a huge plus for shared spaces, but it also means the max resistance is modest compared to a commercial elliptical. You can still get a respectable heart rate boost, but the ceiling for serious power output is lower. In practical terms, you'll get a solid cardio session, but you won't be able to crank out the same wattage you'd see on a spin bike or a high-end elliptical. Now, about the actual daily usability. The machine arrives in a fairly compact box, and most reviewers note that the assembly isn't rocket science, just a few bolts, the seat rail, and the stepper platform. The footprint is roughly the size of a standard treadmill, so you'll need about a 5 by 4 foot area plus a little clearance for the step motion. If you live in a studio, you'll have to consider that it's a semi-permanent fixture. It's not something you can roll out and tuck away under a bed. Once it's up, the first thing you notice is the quietness. The magnetic resistance truly lives up to the whisper-quiet claim: no clanking chains or whirring fans. That makes it perfect for early morning workouts when your roommates are still asleep, or for a home office setting where you need to keep the noise level low. The seat is reclined enough to take pressure off the lower back, and the footplates have a subtle tilt that encourages a natural stride. The stride length is adjustable, which lets you simulate a shorter, rehab-focused gait or a longer, more athletic step. That flexibility is where the physical therapy technology claim translates into everyday use. The free app that pairs with the FreeStep is where the value really surfaces. You get access to trainer-designed workouts ranging from gentle mobility sessions to more vigorous cardio intervals. Because the app tracks your stride, resistance, and time, you can see progress without needing a separate fitness tracker. For people who are new to structured exercise, that guidance eliminates the guesswork of how hard should I go, and helps you stay within a safe range for joint health. The downside? The app isn't as feature-rich as some paid platforms. You won't find community leaderboards or deep analytics, but for the price point, the inclusion of a free training library is a solid bonus. Speaking of price, the FreeStep sits in the mid-range for home cardio equipment, more expensive than a basic stepper, but considerably cheaper than a commercial elliptical or a high-end assault bike. Considering you get a low-impact machine, a recumbent seat, a quiet magnetic drive, and a full workout app, the value proposition holds up, especially if you factor in the cost you'd otherwise spend on physical therapy sessions. The 4.6-star rating from 25 reviewers suggests most owners are satisfied, though that sample size isn't huge.